This Lubel deck is my best performing deck in Heroes of Shadowverse Day 1. Hello YouTube, so I'm going to present to you this deck, where we run the two new shadow cards, Atem and Lubel. So the core idea of this deck is that you activate Mint, making sure that when you use Necromancy you get back the shadows. Then on turn 5 or 6 you play Lubel. So you summon this VV Fauna token. It still has this random blast sword like the old Lubel. So thanks to Mint effect you recover these 10 shadows, and then you evolve Lubel, you consume 10 shadows, and you get Storm to Lubel and all of your Fauna's token. So with just this combo you consume 20 shadows, so no Atem is active. It can deal 7 damage and recover play points, as well as evolving into a pretty solid ward with damage cut. And this card would also be active. It's 4 more damage, and it's a pretty great defensive card. It evolves, it destroys a random enemy follower, it draws a card, it restores 4 to your defense. So a very good way to fill your turn 6 and 7 after Lubel. And so to get the first 10 shadows, I was originally playing Machina Shadow, mainly based around Aina. But quickly I noticed it really breaks the deck, it doesn't let me draw what I want. And so why not just get rid of it and just play Aina, just for the one draw on the roly-poly. So to make sure you always can evolve Lubel, you have Twofold Grace. The second copy that you draw will help you recover an evolution point. And you have Elena. Discarding a shadow card you get Luna. Of course think about globing Elena, because when you look at the token value, 33 cards! Insane! And as a way to make sure that you draw Mint, you have of course Night Terror, but you also have Poison Apple of Revival, which was played mainly on Shadow Followers in the past meta for Last Word and Helio, but now you wanted to play it on neutrals to make sure you draw 2 and try to find that Mint. And there are also some plays where you can just put the Poison Apple on Atem and have it sit on the board if you need to survive for one more turn. So let's see some games with the deck so that you can see how it's done. So our first opponent is going to be Blood, the Evolve one. So in my day 1 Furycraft, I thought that mono wouldn't be that good. I didn't really see that you could invoke the guy and have this free Evo. I died a lot today to the 20 OTK. So in the mulligan what you want in this deck is Mint of course, Twofold Grace or any turn 1, Aina also. Any way to like kinda start drawing and get your engine going. So there of course we have to pass. So revealing Gaelon, so yeah, this is Evil Blood. So setting up the Materasu, logical play when you don't have anything to trade. By the way, during the last stream they revealed like how many times Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi were selected for Twofold. It turns out that Amaterasu was more selected than Tsukuyomi. I was a bit surprised, I thought that the rush in the mid game was very efficient. So there we have this nice cycle of Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi. We're just going to summon each other once every turn, as long as we can keep on destroying them. And we're pretty happy to see that they have to play this without the evolve. So they're happy to get the 2 draws. And I was still running twins. I ended up cunning it because I already had enough ways to increase my in size. And it doesn't really shine going first. So they're on their first evolve turn. Sadly they're going to get a lot of evolves. The twins getting the bat to evolve, thanks to the healing. But there, it is our first evolve turn, so of course we're going to go for a Mint. And this is guaranteed to always hit our Lubel, that's why we don't run any other Necromancy card. So evolving to get the leader effects. Sadly we didn't have any way to clear the board, so we're going to have to take a lot of damage right now. On top of that, they're really getting fast on the evos. So we are down to 7, but it's okay. We have the setup, we have the 10 shadows and Mint effects, so we can go for Lubel. So what you'll often see is that you actually don't go all face with the first Lubel, you're going to trade with the Faunas and try to make the board manageable and hit the 50-50 chance to get a heal too. So, because you can assume 20 shadows, this guy is active, going to heal for 4, destroy your enemy follower, and she can take the last trade and let us go all face. So we really reverse the whole situation right here. And if you look at their evolve counts, they're only at 5, so they're not going to have this ball space thanks to the amulet to go for 5 followers and mono, so we are pretty safe here. So all they can do is try to clear the board, but even that it sounds a bit harder right now. And the thing is that even if I were able to full clear, we still have so much damage. We have Atem that's active, we have the Viscarias, and so they can't even full clear, they have to give up. GG's. Next game is against Ladica Forest. So I overlooked that you could play the Frostborn Princess to have an extra storm to go along with Ladica. So there are some setups that do a lot of damage, but it's okay, it's still a manageable deck. We just have to pressure a lot during the early game, and maybe force them to push for an early Ladica. They open with a good turn 1. So Friends Anywhere is mainly to get some things to discard for Resinous Contract or to have burials for a mint. I wish that with Friends Anywhere you could have used it for the evolution recovery, but I tested it in the full Machina build. It doesn't really work out. You don't really have enough Machina to make it active soon enough. So there we're saving Zunia for turn 4 since we're going second. And Devdor is recovering Gaina, so just extra ways to get cards. And the cards that you didn't use get discarded, so that's extra shadows. So it's a pretty cool way to make shadows and have extra resources. So nice turn 4. We can play Izunia, discard the 2 druids, go back to 20 health, which is super good. Izunia is actually a -1 in hand, so unlike twins, that increase in size, when you play a deck that needs a large hand, it's pretty good to actually make it more manageable. For the cards that you want to bury with mint, you want to bury like the 1 or 2 drops in priority. If you really have to, you can bury Atem. You're likely not using 2 in the same game. Absolutely never bury Lobel if you can. There are many games where you need to play multiple of them. And Viscaria, if you have to, it's okay to get rid of 1. So there on turn 5 we already have the setup, so we can go for Lubel. 2 of the Faunas are going to trade into the 4-4, just to make sure that we don't get OTK by Ladica. But we are still going to push for 9 damage. And yeah, this is super strong. And we can even Night Terrors on one of the Fauna. So most of the 2 drops that you're getting back are not interesting, but there are times where you can get back Viscaria, which can be pretty huge. So here they just take a clearing turn. But once again, they have to clear the actual board, but you can still back-to-back Lubel. So if they don't also heal, it doesn't really work out. And so we can just claim the second game. Checkmate, as Lelouch says. So I showed you a normal roll, a night roll, and now I want to show you what happens when the deck is facing a control deck and has to go for longer. So this is against Machina Shadow, and they do play a lot of cards, and I was surprised like the potential of survival that the deck had. So playing Gaina, a bit annoying. I think I decided to go for the rush, just to make sure that we get rid of the ward and there's no like big turn 3 that we cannot deal with. They go out and play some druids. So there, because we don't really have a target to trade on Tsukuyomi, and they didn't trade it, we can just Night Terrors it, make sure that we get it on turn 5. And set up Aena, just limit the face damage that we take. Pretty useful for that. So this guy actually destroys the follower that you target. I think it's pretty strong. Even for free play points, I think it's impressive. And now we don't really have mint, so we have to dig for it. So we start with twins. Once again, it's not anymore in the list. Which hits the Izunia, which lets us draw again, reducing in size. And sadly, still don't see the mint, so we're just going to take a turn slow. Actually, not using the evolution points, we need them for Lubel as much as possible, and also for the twins. So once again, more Machina. I think we're at 9 already. So turn 5 we get back at Amaterasu, and we finally find the mint. So now it's more of a matter of finding maybe extra damage, maybe attempt. So I decided to play as the twins. Sadly we overdraw one attempt, but that will be okay. So we got the mint. Sadly we're leaving a bit overboard, but that should be okay. So with this door, they get back a Naina, which could be problematic. Technolord, pretty good clear. And so, Aina, when the condition is met, she gives you this card, which is a buff, a ward to all of your Machinas, and also the leader shield, which could be annoying. We can pop it with for now from Lubel, but it's a bit more annoying for Atem when you have to start the turn with it. And when you have so many wards, you just have to accept and trade them with Lubel, sadly. So that's what we're going to do. So Vizcaria coming to help. Sadly, missing the 1 on 5, hitting the 1-1. At least the Bane helps out claims the Roly Poly, which had damage cut, so pretty useful for that. And with the last one now, instead of popping the shield face, I decided to clear Arena. I'm not really sure if I could buff the board, so didn't want to take any risk. Turns out this guy has Storm when you have the Machina condition, which can get pretty scary too. So, second Arena, we have to deal with the board once again. So, bad decision on my part. If I traded with Tsukuyomi first, I could have avoided the 7 damage of attempt to be wasted. But it's okay, it's day 1, we're still learning the decks. So, Izunia to get some heal, trying to find the last card of the deck. Evil Recovery, thanks to Twofold. Apple also giving the Bane in Rush can be pretty relevant. And so here they get back another Arena, so it's going to be hard to keep on dealing with this back to back. And the other scary thing is that we have 9 cards in the deck, so we are getting closer and closer to the out. We burn one atem, we use one, so damage is going to be pretty limited. There we have to go for another Lubel to go for clearing. Trying to get some more draws. And at least at this moment, I understand they're not going to buff their board, they're not going to put any massive pressure, so we can just take our time. Sadly, we're going to have to wise the storm there. And there's the Technolord. Actually wasn't expecting it, but it's one off. Super scary. And hopefully we drew the last Vizcaria. We get one more back from Death Door. So there are options now to just clear the board, go back to potentially 13. But every time we play a Vizcaria, we're going to draw a card, so we are getting closer and closer to the out. And there, I cannot formulate a plan. I didn't realize it when the card was released, but Elena has actually an Evo effect. If both players have 10 play points, you deal 10 damage on Evo. So this could be the way to actually get out of this hell game. So the first Global is going to push for a little damage. My bad here, I could have traded the Fauna first into the Druid, then evolve to get a new Fauna back. So they were running Lubel, but they don't have any evolution points, so they need their first Friends Anywhere to get it back and hopefully try to kill me. And you see that they're looking for it, but they're not finding it, so this is safe. Unless the fauna is going to heal for too much, but not really likely to happen. So they play what is their fifth Ana, I think? Yeah, the fifth one. But it's okay, now it's a bit too late. Now we have some board. This time we don't make the same mistake. We used Tsukiomi to pop the shield. And Elena is going to give us Luna, which is going to recover an evolution point when you play her. And so now we can evolve Elena, have the banish on the roly-poly, which is useful for the clear. Make sure we have to go face after. And boom! 10! Whew, that was long, but it's okay, we made it. And that's it for today. Hope that you enjoyed the video. Please tell me if you try out the deck and if you have success with it on ladder. I'll be keeping you up with the meta of Heroes of Shadowverse, so remember to subscribe to see more of that. And thank you for watching, bye bye!